Good evening. My name is Sarah Lim, and like most of us in this room, I grew up hearing about rape. From the news, from my parents and my friends. I grew up hearing about the horror of it, and not just the act of it, but also the consequences that follow. How rape, although it is an event, it doesn't really end. There is no getting over it, because even when the physical pain has left your body, the emotional scarring doesn't just disappear. It becomes a part of you, a part of your identity that haunts you. Just a few weeks ago in the Philippines, an 8-year-old girl was raped while visiting her father in prison. She was found sprawled on the bathroom floor, stripped naked from the waist down, with a rope tied around her neck. She was 8. She was only 8. And I apologize for this brutal description, but it is important for us to realize, for us to accept that rape, it isn't an issue of the past. It can happen to anyone, anywhere. It can happen right here in the ISB community. Rape, by definition, means an unlawful sexual activity carried out forcibly or under threat of injury against one's will. But people seem to forget the true definition and apply it in everyday casual language. Apparently, the word rape can also be used to describe something difficult. People say that they're raped by a math test, a lab report, or rigorous exercise. I've seen students right here at ISB come out of their classrooms and say to their friends that a particular test totally raped them. Yes, these types of action happen even at ISB, where the students are taught to the highest of standards. It amazes me that while we are taught to be internationally aware, we are intentionally choosing to compare someone's horrific ordeal to something as small and insignificant as a test. I can only wonder the immeasurable pain and offense a rape victim would feel if they ever heard someone use a word that had ruined their lives in such light manner. How insulted and belittled they would feel. Another word that has recently become widespread throughout the internet is frape. Frape is short for Facebook rape, which is when someone hacks your Facebook account. It's unbelievable that people actually compare the damage of a sexual assault to something as trivial as a hacking of a social networking page. And what's even crazier is that this concept, this idea, is so common that we have created a whole new word for it. The sad news is that these people aren't ignorant people. They don't act this way because they're uneducated. They do because it's accepted by society. Family Guy is amongst one of the most popular TV shows in the world. According to Weekly Top 30 programs, it had an annual viewing of an astonishing 7 million in 2013. On one of their episodes, Stewie, a main character, prank calls someone and says, "Hey Mel, your sister is being raped." Some of us have sisters. All of us have mothers, but either of those two people being raped, something to joke about. How is hearing that someone who you love, someone who means the world to you, has been violated as a person something to joke about? What kind of a message do you think it sends the viewer when such an influential TV show portrays rape in such an inappropriate manner? And we wonder why rape cases have been augmenting like crazy in the past decade. Look at what our generation is being exposed to. Look at what they're being taught to believe. The misuse of rape, that doesn't end there. Just a few years ago, an American comedian and the television show host, Daniel Tosh, stirred up huge controversy when he made a rape joke during his comedy routine that upset a female audience member. She interrupted him to tell him that she didn't find his jokes funny. And his response to her was, "Wouldn't it be funny if that girl was raped by 5 guys right now?" It is disgusting that a human being would ever wish upon an act so horrifying such as rape on another person. Listen to the words of Angie, a rape victim at Amherst College. "I stopped eating. I stopped sleeping. I secretly hoped that one day on the run, my heart would just stop, so no one would have to see me again. I wasn't worth anything anyways. How? How can you hear that? How can you listen to that and still find it funny to want someone else to feel that type of pain? The list continues. Just a year ago, the director of CBI, which is a police agency in India, made a speech comparing gambling to rape. He made the claim that if the government couldn't enforce a ban on betting, they should at least legalize it to make profit off of it, by saying that the situation was like rape. If you can't prevent rape, you might as well enjoy it. This man compared the damage of rape and enjoying that to the government earning profit, to the government earning money. I hate that I have to grow up in a society where someone else's misery is used as a source of entertainment and casual conversation. I hate that while 89,000 rape cases happen just in the United States annually, and on average one woman every 2 minutes is sexually assaulted, that our society fails to recognize the horror behind it. It terrifies me that so many scholars believe that language and the way we think describes how we feel about the world. Because if we see language, if we see rape, no different than a math test, or see it as something to joke about, it is only going to become more common. But unlike some damages in our society, this one is reversible. Language and the way we think is plastic, which means we can change it, and we can change the course of the future. By simply recognizing the true definition of rape and preventing yourself from using it in inappropriate situations, you are helping the world recognize the gravity, the seriousness of rape. While trivializing rape may not seem like a big deal, when you say it or hear it every once in a while, the overall effect it has on people is massive. It teaches us that rape, it isn't upsetting. And because it happens so much, and because it's so common, we learn to rationalize or justify it. As I see it, we have two choices: to act now and try to spare the millions of lives that would be tainted by rape, or just sit back and let this happen while knowing that you could have helped to prevent it. At the end of the day, the choice is all yours. And I truly hope, that you will pick the right one. Thank you.